This is a video that I feel needs a bit of an introduction. I had originally started working on it around January or February of this year. Unfortunately, personal circumstances changed and wasn't able to publish it, but I figure given the time of year that it's Remembrance Day coming up, that this video is still relevant. It's my analysis of when Justin Trudeau made his comment about veterans asking for more than the government is able to give.
This topic, I feel, definitely needs to be covered, and there definitely needs to be some analysis on this. I'm talking about when the incident where Justin Trudeau was asked a question by a veteran when he was making a speech in Edmonton. This happened on February 1st at McEwen University, where a veteran that was injured in Afghanistan asked about a lawsuit, or why the government is continuing with a lawsuit against veterans, and what is happening with the reforms that the Liberals campaigned on during the 2015 election. Trudeau's answer drew the ire of a lot of Canadians. All you have to do is look at Facebook and to see people are not happy. Trudeau's answer: why are we still fighting certain veterans groups in court? Because they're asking for more than we are able to afford. The crowd booed at that point, and he responded to the boos by saying, "You're asking for honest answers." So it's understandable why this would draw some ire from certain people, or just by people in general. The problem I find is it is an honest answer. The government may not be able to afford to provide to the veterans what they want. That may be true. However, just because it's the truth, just because it might be a true statement, doesn't mean it's a statement that should have been made. That's the thing with the truth. The truth doesn't care about your feelings. The truth just cares about what is true. When something is said that could be true, it could lead to hurt feelings, it could lead to offense, and this is one of those cases. Just because it is an accurate statement doesn't mean it's a statement that should have been made, and it doesn't mean that it isn't a crass statement, it isn't a callous statement, or that it isn't rude. You could still speak the truth and be crass, callous, and rude. And I think this comment fits every description I just made. It might have been accurate, but I think it was a poorly thought out statement that should not have been made in that specific setting. Now, what has definitely angered people, and you could tell by just the memes that are being shared, is people are looking at the previous government spending, all the foreign aid that the Liberals have been putting forward since coming into power in 2015. They're also looking at the $10.5 million settlement to Omar Khadr. They're looking at the $372 million loan to Bombardier. It's effectively subsidizing the company. And they're looking at other things like $200,000 for the RCMP security for Trudeau when he was at the Aga Khan's private island. They're looking at these kind of expenses and going, no wonder they can't afford it. The money has been spent elsewhere. So they're looking at all these expenses going, oh, that's where the money went, and that's why they can't afford it. The money was wasted on other things that could have been used for something like this to help people that should have been helped. And there's no way to really defend them on this. This is the problem. And it goes deeper. This isn't a partisan issue at all. And this is something that I find a lot of people, they seem to not realize whenever another party comes in. The government changes. The color of the government changes. The Conservatives were slashing veteran services. They were closing veteran offices in the final years of the Harper government. Julian Fantino took a beating in the media over closing these closing veteran service offices. Veterans were saying that this would prevent some veterans from getting some of the services they need. So realistically, there is no party that has ever held power that has properly taken care of veterans or been proper advocates for them. And then you compound on the fact that the federal Liberals ran on promising to do reforms on veteran services, and this lawsuit that originated in 2012 over changes that happened in 2016. That they're still pursuing this, and then saying these are the reasons why, when you could follow essentially a paper trail to see that, you know what, maybe if there were different budgeting priorities, that money could have been used for this. This is a whole situation that could have definitely been prevented. However, until government in general has a change in how they're, just a change in general of how they view veterans, it's not going to change. It's not going to change at all. And any party that has ever held power has proven that they're not going to change it. That's just the truth. Now, this is what I don't understand. I don't understand how any of these parties or any of these politicians can act in this way and still expect people to want to enlist. Anybody who enlists at some point will end up becoming a veteran. So when you see that this is what you have waiting for you after you've served however many years you decide to serve, this is what you have waiting for you at the end, where you're gonna get treated and you're gonna feel like you're gonna take it for granted. Why would you want to enlist? Why would you want to make that sacrifice? This is what I don't understand. And I think our politicians and our government need to step back and rethink everything. And this is why populism and isolationism is rising. Because there's all this donation and all this charity going to other parts of the world, and none of it staying here to help us here. Hopefully something changes, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Anyway, I want to thank all of you for watching this video. If you like what you saw, please like the video. If you heard any points you'd like to continue talking about, anything you disagree with, anything you agree with, consider leaving a comment. Let's continue the discussion. Also, consider subscribing. Once again, thank you for watching this video. Have yourself a good day.